Hey, I'm Samuel with Bluegrass, Backcountry, and Music, and today I'm going to show you my full and final gear list of my upcoming through hike of the Sheltowee Trace. Let's do this. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If this just so happens to be your first time on here, this is a community where I try to showcase all of the wonderful things about the Kentucky outdoors and get you to be able to experience the greatness with me on trail as I capture it on video, as well as educate and instruct you all on how to get out there yourself. So if you support any of this, go ahead and hit that subscribe and that like button. I really appreciate it. Zeke, are you ready to see a gear review? Are you ready to see the gear list for the Sheltowee? He's too spoiled. Alright, we are just going to jump straight into it. So keep in mind that this is for a summer loadout. First piece of gear, the big three. This is the Z-Packs Nero. It is a 38-liter pack made out of Dyneema composite fabric. I have added these two hip belts and pockets, 1 liter each. I'm going to throw up all the weights on all of this gear so that you can see it yourself. So back of it's got a 1-inch foam pad for some support on your back. Then I've also got a little shoulder pocket here that I'm going to show you what I'm carrying in it on the trail. So throw up these weights as we go. Right here I've got a Nilo Fume pack liner just in case the Dyneema completely soaks through. Daniel Boone National Forest has got tons of rain, so I'm expecting the worst. Moving on down, this is the Z-Packs Solplex tent, 1 person, also Cuban fiber aka Dyneema composite. I then have a 6 Moons Designs Polycro ground cloth just to try to keep as much of the water off of the bottom of the tent as possible. Moving on down, I have just a little plastic bag with the, I think this is 6 Vargo titanium shepherd hook stakes, and then 2 titanium groundhog ones by a knockoff brand called Kungix, something like that. I then have a chamois. It's meant to be used to wipe off condensation in the mornings inside my tent. Moving on down, next piece of the big three. This is a custom Etsy down top quilt by a company called Hang Tight. I will throw up all the links to all this gear in the description. It is 700 fill power. It has these elastic bungee string pad straps to keep it from coming out from underneath your body. Pretty nice for 40-degree quilt, just over £1 pound. Moving on down in the sleep system, got the Thermarest Neo Air Uberlight. I've had this thing down into the right at freezing, so for an R value of 2 and only weighing like 9 ounces, that's incredible. I fully expect to be disgusting on this trail, so I went ahead and picked up a silk sleeping bag liner. This is by Western Mountaineering, just over 4 ounces. Probably adds about 10 degrees of warmth to my sleep system, so even if it's hot and muggy, I can just use that as a sheet for something to sleep in as well. Alright, moving on to clothing and sleepwear. This is one of my luxury items. These are Goose Feet Gear Down Booties. I have them 50% overfilled. They changed the game with sleeping. I could have a lighter bag like I'm doing and have these down on my feet. I get cold feet at night, so if I can have warm feet, I think that I can push the boundaries of what I bring much more. It's crazy how comfortable they are. It's like a sleeping bag for your feet and your toesies. Moving on down, this is a Patagonia Capeline cool lightweight shirt. It's one of the lightest on the market. I think it's right at 2.5 ounces for medium for my size. I'm 6'2". I'm going to use that as a sleep shirt. This right here, Smart Wool Merino 150 base layer for leggings. Man, I've had these on the trail so many times on so many trips. I can hike in them all day, and they breathe really well. They keep you warm, regulated. Can't go on the trail without it. Much like Darwin and a lot of the famous hikers have like a nostalgic item, this is my UK Carhartt beanie. I've had this thing for probably close to 10 years. It's even got a hole up here at the top, but it's one of those things that doesn't feel like hiking unless I have it. And it's not too heavy. Moving on down, this is a buff merino wool, made out of merino wool. Help to keep the stink away. Having something around your neck surprisingly keeps you warm and regulated as well. So highly recommend a buff if you haven't already. You can use it in a dozen different ways. Okay, I got an extra pair of merino wool socks, actually a thicker pair than what I have on my feet during the day. This is by a company called Farm to Feet. Everything I think is non-profit, and they use organic, sustainable wool on their farms, supporting a good cause. Continuing to move down, here's some rain gear. This is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain pants. I haven't had them in the rain yet, but I've had them on at night, sleeping here in the winter time. It's amazing how much warmth it adds when you've got those smart wools underneath it. Having those extra layers helps. Over here to the right, I have my main warmth layer, which is the Enlighten Equipment Torrid Apex jacket. It is made of Apex ClimaShield synthetic insulation. Super lightweight. I think this was custom. This is a 10 denier outer, 7 denier inner. Weighs just around 8.5 ounces. Still keeps you warm while you are wet. Alright, this is just a pair of cheap acrylic gloves. Just having a little bit of something to break the wind on cool mornings. This is the Frog Togs Ultralight 2 rain jacket. I have already put this thing through the paces. I've gotten tape all over the thing, as you can see here. $20 jacket. It's paper thin, but definitely not going to pay. I have used my money elsewhere for expensive quality items. I can handle a $20 rain jacket. This is by a company called Dutchwear. They are Dutchwear shorts. Just over an ounce of super lightweight nylon. I'm going to use these to put on when I do laundry, specifically at places like Red River Gorge, like Natural Bridge Resort, and Cumberland Falls as well. I'm going to put all of that in this Cuban fiber dry sack. I've got this on Etsy as well. This company's called Ultralight Sacks. I'm actually going to take this bag. I'm going to put my rain jacket inside of it, and then cover it with my buff to have an ultralight pillow. It actually works pretty well. Alright, moving on to my cook system. This is the Tokes Titanium Ultralight 550 milliliter pot. I definitely can cook 2 full cups of water in it. I push the limits a little bit if I'm putting a Nora Ricide inside of it. I probably should have gone with the 750, but regrets. It's alright. Here's my stove. This is the BRS Amazon special. $15, 1 ounce. Little carrying bag, which is super cool. Got a big mini lighter. All of that goes inside of that bag, which is awesome. I then have a light load towel for cleaning up my pot after meals. I have burned this thing on the stove, as you can see, but it surprisingly holds up trip after trip. This is the Sea to Summit Ultralight Spork. I got this thing at Cabela's on a last minute trip. Probably should have gone with the spoon, but it'll work out good. This is a GSI brand ultralight coffee cup, another luxury item. I enjoy having a clean drinking vessel while I have coffee in the morning, so I think it's right under 2 ounces, so I don't think it's that much of a weight penalty. Moving on down to water filtration. This is the Knock Outdoors 2-liter water bladder. I have squeezed this thing and probably applied 25-30 pounds of pressure on it, and it has held up wonderfully. So I am pretty confident that it's going to allow me to filter 300 miles worth of lime wine water in backwoods Kentucky. This is the Hydro Blue VersaFlow. The flow rate's probably a little bit slower than like the Sawyer Squeeze, but it's actually lighter than the Sawyer, and my wife and I already had it. Someone gave it to us as a gift, so we're going for it, going with it. I have a Smart Water bottle, and I have a Kroger brand Smart Water bottle. My other one got lost at Red River Gorge. For food hanging, I've got some Z-Packs. I think this is 1.2 millimeter paracord. I was doubtful the first time I took an overnighter with it if it was going to snap, but this thing is surprisingly strong. It only weighs 0.6 ounces for 50 feet, which is awesome. Here's my food bag. This was an Amazon special. I haven't justified spending $50 for a Z-Packs food bag yet, but this is the Weeds 12-liter dry bag. I like it that it's got this rubber gasket-like thing to seal up your food and your water, your important items if it does rain overnight. Uh-oh, the dog's coming. Dog, you're interrupting my filming. You just want the lovin's. Okay, moving on to some electronics, actually, on the trail. This is the Anchor PowerCore 10,000 milliamp battery source. Probably is going to get me, I don't know, 3 phone charges and a couple of camera charges. Weighs like 6 to 7 ounces, not too bad. I actually picked this up for music recording a long time ago on Amazon while I was still in college at UK, but it has 4 USB outputs to charge 4 things at once. I think it was only $15, and I definitely have tried charging more than one thing, and it works. It's probably not the fastest thing in the world, but it was available and it was paid for. I was able to find an eBay special, super cheap and discounted, gently used Garmin InReach Mini. Make my wife feel less anxious while I'm in the middle of nowhere in case I get hurt. I can send text messages through it. I then have just a Ziploc bag filled with assorted charging cables and a pair of headphones if I want to listen to podcasts on the trail. I have a DIY Nightcore NU25 ultralight headset that I got some Z-Packs bungee cord ultralight and fashioned a new headpiece for it, 1.1 ounces. Okay, moving on to just some assorted items that'll go somewhere in the pack. This is a UST brand poop shovel. It is just as reliable and usable as the Deuce of Spades. Cheaper than the one name brand, which is awesome. Less than an ounce. Gets the job done. This is my Ditty bag. Just a Ziploc filled with random things that I feel are important on the trail. Got some Luco tape, Swiss Army knife. I've got my tooth kit, toothbrush, chopped off toothbrush and floss. Got some poop tickets, lip balm. I've also got a inflatable sleeping pad patch kit, some medicine and some bandages and some ibuprofen. I have terrible ankles. I played athletics in high school and probably nearly broke my ankle so many times turning it, so I'm bringing just a knockoff brand Walmart little ankle brace to make sure that I don't injure it while I'm putting down 350 miles on my feet. Inside that Z-Packs shoulder strap, I'm going to have some Randolph scratched up sunglasses. I'm not carrying bear spray, but I'm taking a whistle for a noise maker in case I do come across any critters. I like to have some hand sanitizer that's really accessible after I pee and poop on the trail. I like to have some semblance of cleanliness. And then finally, the things that will be on my back that aren't included in the base weight, I have an icebreaker merino wool tee. This thing is awesome, super comfy. It evaporates moisture relatively quick, does not stink. I have worn this thing time and time again without washing it, and it does not put out any odors. This is a pair of running shorts with a liner. I'm not going to be wearing any boxer briefs on trail. We're going to try something new. This is Naviskin brand, N-A-V-I. Worked out great. I mean, super light. 15 bucks on Amazon. Can't do much better than that. This is the Darn Tough Crew merino wool socks. I love the blue and red. Super comfy. Haven't given me blisters. Lifetime warranty. Can't ask for much better than that. I will be pitching my tent and walking with these eBay finds. I am proud to say I'm a king of eBay finds. This is the Cascade Mountain Tech carbon fiber poles. I think the two of them together weigh about a pound. They worked great. I mean, I think you can find these on Amazon for like 40 bucks. I got them for like 20 on eBay. And then on my feet, not taking this. This is just to make sure my wife doesn't kill me because I got shoes on the bed. These are the Ultra Lone Peak 4s, I think. This is probably my most doubtful piece of gear. I probably need more ankle support, but we are going to try it because of how lightweight they are. Okay, so now that you've seen all that, I have put everything in a Google Sheet, spreadsheet, and let it do its math. And my final base weight, this is not including the camera gear that is around my waist. I'm talking about things on my back. And remember, base weight is without your stove, your food, and your water. So everything that you saw, my base weight is exactly 10.00 pounds. So close to being in that elusive sub 10-pound base weight, but I want to be safe. I want to have some comfort items, so we are going with 10-pound base weight, which is good because my backpack says that 20 pounds is the limit. Now, for my camera gear, fanny pack, camera tripod, extra little odds and ends, right at 1 pound, so 0.99 pounds. So all in all, I'm carrying 11 pounds worth of things on my hips and on my back. So I am happy with that weight. I have been trying to go ultralight for almost a year now. I want to see if I can try to find a picture of my very first backpacking trip. It was in the Clifty Wilderness at Red River Gorge. I probably had like 60 pounds worth of gear. At the time, I didn't know. I mean, I was having a blast, but now that I've gotten a little bit older, I like to try to keep the weight down so that I can be more comfortable on the trail. So, hey, I hope this inspires you to get out on the trail yourself and to be able to enjoy things. I know that we're a little limited right now with all the stuff with the quarantine, but go to your local park, walk your streets, your neighborhoods, see the trees and the birds chirping, consider the beauty, allow that to bless your life. So, hey, God bless you all, and I hope that you'll catch me on the trail on these videos this summer. Take care.